Well, here we go, folks.
Alright, your TV. So, behind here you've got a little boost button. Little green light. If you peek back there, there's a little boost button. Little light on back there.
Yep.
That amplifies your TV antenna. So if I turn this off, TV goes bye-bye. Turn it back on, amplifies that antenna. I'll show you how that goes up and down. So to program this thing, you're going to go to source. You're going to make sure you're on TV. Then you're going to go to menu. You're going to go down to channel, on air, down to auto scan, start scan. It'll pick up whatever channels you can find, the local channels. If you're hooked up into cable or satellite, you don't need to use your antenna, and that boost button should be off, because that boost button will kill that power to the cable and satellite lines. But that'll program your TV.
Do we have to have that boost button off when you use a DVD player or anything?
No. That boost button is 12-volt RAN, so that is hardwired into your 12-volt battery. So you'll want to turn that boost button off, or it'll slowly drain your battery, kind of like your LP carbon monoxide leak detector. So boost button off when cable satellite and not using the antenna to pick up local channels.
Okay.
So if we're using our Roku.
Yes.
Well, you got to have Wi-Fi for the Roku.
Sometimes you got Roku with.
So this is your TV antenna here. So when it's all the way down, it doesn't pick up much for channels. So to use this, basically, crank it up. Once it's all the way to the sky, it'll get tight. And then you'll pull down to clarify reception. If you get a channel on that you want to watch, pull down, spin, and it'll clarify the reception. So you can kind of see it from here. But when you bring this back down, make sure them two triangles line back up so it sits on the roof correctly.
Okay.
And then you'll hear it slap the roof when it's all the way down. This is a standard 9-volt smoke detector here at a good height. I just put a new battery in there because they leave them out through the off season.
Okay.
So right now the antenna's down, but you're still getting a little bit of
A
reception.
little bit.
A lot of them are church and music channels. Usually 41's a pretty good one. It's an ion channel. It's a movie channel. Usually pretty decent. But that'll be your TV. So, boost button off. If hooked up to cable satellite. Boost button off. Like right now, being we're not going to be using it anymore. I turn it off so it doesn't drain your battery.
Okay.
You got one of those on the other TV too?
Boost button, only one boost button, but it signals to both TVs.
Okay. I just was curious.
Yep. So your stereo system. You got 3 sets of speakers. C goes outside. Actually, it looks like A is going to be simply your interior. So B is kind of a dead button.
Sounds like it's outside.
C goes outside. So it sounds like B's must be up in your bedroom.
That could be. Go up in the bedroom on B.
It sounds like it's just very vague down here. You probably don't have any speakers in your bedroom.
No. A works these speakers then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like I got 4 of them down here. That'd be your speakers. So your DVD prepped. Pop a DVD in. Go down into your TV. Pop it up. Watch movies. Bluetooth. You want to run, Pandora or something through your TV, you can. Otherwise, you got an alarm, AM, FM. Basically, simple CD, DVD player. Your fireplace. It's got an on-off switch on here, and then it also controls from here. So this won't work unless you have this on here first. Then you can control it from here.
Okay.
Sometimes you got to get down to this little locator here so it turns on correctly. Otherwise, you can adjust the looks of your flames. You can adjust the temperature. You can set it at 82. You can set 10-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute timers on it so it can is a straight 110. You must be plugged in for it. It does not run off battery. It does not run off gas. It is
Yeah.
an electric.
Mhm.
But it will take the chill out of the summer nights. They do work, as you can see. They put out some pretty good heat.
Yeah.
So you can control from there or a remote. These are little standard old watch batteries.
Yeah.
Button battery.
Yeah.
Yep. Straight 110.
Okay, can you turn off the logs from there?
Those slowly dim away. So within another 30 seconds here, it should tame right down. Once you turn it off, you can see it slowly going away.
Alrighty.
Pretty. These are simply lights above us.
Okay.
Your microwave is straight 110. You must be plugged in for your microwave. Straight 110. Standard 30-inch home residential microwave. Must be plugged in. Cooktop wise, oh, and you got a light here too, and a fan. Two speeds, two light speeds, or two lights. These are all direct spark. So to open them up, spark, spark. Want to run this one? Spark, spark. You want at a time if you choose. Oh, I forgot my little sparker. Anybody got a lighter?
Nope.
Yep.
Yep, perfect. I usually get one. I got one of them long ones on my desk.
This is just.
So this here you put on pilot.
Yep.
You hold it in.
Hold it in.
Sometimes they take a little bit to get it up here. But once you get it going, you can put it back to pilot.
There it goes.
Careful, it might be hot. So they do take a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
But once you get it on pilot, open it up, fills through that element. And you can cook. They don't work like your house ovens, so you'll have to rotate whatever you're cooking often. And then once, if you want to continue to use it in the trip, just put it back to pilot, and then your pilot will stay lit.
Okay.
So they do take a little bit to get going. That's an extra sewer hose at Forest River, or sewer hose hookup that Forest River sends with all of them. So the pilot will stay lit, and then to shut it off for travel, just simply turn it off.
Yeah. From what I've heard is if you put like a pizza stone in the ovens,
Yeah.
then they cook. They heat evenly like a regular house oven.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Little pizza stones, huh?
Yeah, pizza stones, and some people said you get them tiles at like Home Depot or Menards that don't have the ceramic on them or whatever.
Yeah.
Use them. And they say it will work great.
I already said that.
So yeah, oven, cooktop. Refrigerator is straight electric. You control your temperature settings from there.
Okay.
You control the on-off switch from there.
Okay.
So max, minimum. So adjust it to whatever temp is what doesn't freeze your food. And then remember, if you want to travel with this going down the road, the bank of batteries with the inverter will be outside, and I'll show you that. I'll go through the level up system with you, but here's a DVD you can watch too to clarify yourself a little bit on level up system.
Okay.
So we'll go through it without outside. Parts catalog, everything in stock. You get 10% off for 2 years, besides generators and LP.
Okay.
It has to be in stock. That's the big thing. Because if I order it special, then I pay more for
Yeah.
the stuff. Owner's manual. First page says all warranty work needs to be done on an authorized dealer. Hopefully, if you have anything come up, you bring it back to me. but hopefully you don't have anything wrong.
Mhm.
They do a little checklist when they go through the service department and inspect it all, and they put down the model numbers and all that. So if you have an issue, you just say, hey, here's the model furnace I got, and then you don't have to go digging for the model numbers. But yeah, a lot of owner's manuals in here, a lot of good reading. Pretty much from point A to point B, and then you've got more in here. Kind of like a little junk drawer, but a lot of owner's manuals. A lot of the little things, even from your carbon monoxide, your smoke detectors, your TV antenna, all your plumbing. Back to the basics on the Cedar Creek construction. Here's a little bit on your stereo system if you want to monkey around with it a little bit. You got all the owner's manuals there for that. Trial and error kind of a thing.
Mhm.
I'll go through your
Thermostat.
thermostat with you too, but they have it all there. More on a thermostat. So yeah, anything comes up, refer to your books or call me. And of course, I got an awesome service department that can assist you too if anything does come up.
Okay.
Then you got a nice little bag here to put it all in. And I'll put this DVD in here. It might be smart to watch this.
Yep.
But otherwise, I'll go through the gist of it with you. Make sure you get her on and off the truck, of course. So yeah, extra sewer adapter. And I got another one in your starter kit outside, which is called the actual sewer hose. This is just called an adapter that hooks up to the outside of it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any surprises in here. Here's your backup camera, observation camera.
Okay.
So once you hook this into your truck, all you got to have on is your clearance lights. Otherwise, it's all self-signal. It'll find itself. So you put that in your vehicle, plug it in. It's all wireless, and you can use it. Make sure you have your lights on your truck. Just your marker lights is all you really need. I don't think you need your headlights on.
Okay.
Otherwise, there's instructions here for that too. Otherwise, I already have the guts inside the back already. So
Okay.
this is just for your vehicle. But you're gonna put it on a seasonal, aren't you? For a while. So really, you're only
For
gonna
to
use
start
this once
with,
you
but-
travel.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
going
we're
to
Colorado
Colorado
Cool.
in July.
for a week. Is that just
It's your furnace intake.
furnace intake?
Yep.
Okay.
Sucks in all the air and recycles
The
and
dirt devil that just pops up.
Yep.
Alright.
And then you hook your hoses are underneath your front storage. This is your
No, that one is rain sensitive, isn't it?
correct. Got a little raindrop on it, so if it rains, it'll close automatically. You can set your speeds. You can tone it down. Basically, they pull a lot of movement. Speed. This thing, they whip. So if you're in here burning bacon, suck out all the smell.
Don't cook bacon.
I do too.
Very seldom. You usually have me do it.
I know.
You don't like cooking.
Shuts right down.
Okay.
So that will close automatically if it starts raining. So you have on zones here. You have one zone on a furnace. Zone 2 is off. There is no second zone. You have one furnace, but otherwise it's all thermostated. It's set to 70. It'll maintain 70. Set to 65. It'll maintain 65. When you're on fan here, you'll want to make sure you're on auto for AC and furnace. So click fan. Go to auto. That way it maintains temperature, and your furnace and air don't tend to kick on at the same time. Clock, of course you can set your clock. It's right there. So zone. Oh, what did I do? Or I'm on clock here. Turn that on. Suppose we could set your clock on. What do we got here? 9:36. We'll go 9:37. So that way your clock is set. If you ever choose to set this up on a program, so when you come back at 7 o'clock at night, it turns down or So mode right now, fan off. Cool. Now we can go auto, furnace, fan off. So cool would run zone 1 AC. Click zone 2 mode. We can turn your top 1, 2. Let's turn all the way down here and see if I can get the fire up. Back to fan here. Make sure you're on auto. We'll go back to zone 1. Make sure you're on auto. Cool. So if it's 55 degrees in here, or if it's hotter than that, it'll kick on. So it should kick on. Zone 1, zone 2, 55. So I can set zone 2 at 60, zone 1 at 55. They're quiet. They got the cold air returns, just like your home. And both of these airs will run through the same air conditioning ducts. It's called a racetrack system, so you'll get a consistent movement. So, zone 1, zone 2. Outside temp right now, inside temp is 66. Now you heard your second air fire up. Now you get a good push through the ducts, and they're quiet because you don't have the lower unit in them. They're taking that cold air and they're recycling it. Program, you can go 8 o'clock, zone 1 kicks on. So zone 1, zone 2 are on AC. Just remember you only have one furnace, so you only run off of zone 1 for your furnace. Zone 1, zone 2 are just for air and fans. Otherwise, your AC is straight 110. Your furnace is 12 volt and gas operated. But you might not get much longevity on it unless you're plugged in to have your converter box charge your battery.
Yeah.
Celsius, Fahrenheit, we're Fahrenheit people, but if you ever choose to go to Celsius or you try plus and it doesn't get any hotter than 32, it's because you're on Celsius. Yep.
This gives you the outside temp too?
No, it doesn't look
Oh,
like
okay.
it. I just made a mistake when I said outside.
Okay.
It says inside right on it. So
Okay.
right now we're 63 degrees in here. With the air's on, it's set at 54, so it's going to cool down quickly.
Yeah.
So we'll go back to zone 1. We're going to go mode. We're going to go back to furnace. Zone 2. We're going to hit zone 2 mode to off. Now AC up top will shut down. Zone 1. We're on furnace. Now we'll kick this back in. We'll go back to 70 and it should kick back in. Just remember you got to be on auto. Programming, that's basically you set it up to whatever temp you choose at whatever time. And then your clock I've already done.
Yep.
Any questions on this guy?
I don't think so. It'll just take a little while to learn it.
Yeah, it's all about the zones.
Yeah.
This is an LP carbon monoxide leak detector. This is also hardwired in your 12 volt battery, just like your 12 volt boost button behind the TV.
Yep.
So if you don't plug in, your converter won't be able to charge your battery. If your truck has a charge line, charge fuse when you're towing down the road too, your alternator works with the converter and also charges your battery.
Okay.
But you have to have the charge line, charge fuse. So yeah, that's basically just a safety deal. Carbon monoxide LP leak detector. That is a 9 volt smoke detector, and then your fire extinguisher. Hopefully none of them go off. Hopefully you never need to use the extinguisher. This is your converter box. Converter box takes in 110 power and distributes 12 volts, which is what allows your slides, your awning, your furnace, your water pump, all your lights, your stereo system, all to run off a 12 volt system. Breakers just like at home, and fuses just like at home in your big panel. Main kills all the power, AC1, AC2, washer and dryer. So like right now, washer and dryer we can shut off because you don't have nothing hooked up into them. GFI breakers, your electric element for the water to heat the converter itself, microwave, and then your inverter has a plug in here too. The more you have plugged in, the louder the fan gets in the converter to cool the system down. So if you have everything turned on like now, fan will get a little bit louder to cool it down, but once nighttime comes, the thing will quiet right up because it's bedtime and probably all you have on is maybe the stereo and heat.
Okay.
Or AC, of course. So yeah, when you're plugged into 30 amp, 50 amp, even 110 service, your converter box charges your battery. So you'll always have a consistently charged battery as long as you're plugged in. the more you have on, you say you got your lights and all that stuff on, your lights will slowly get dimmer until you plug in, and all of a sudden, boom, bright lights again. So your converter is basically the most important part of the battery, or the camper.
Yeah.
So your battery and your converter are intertwined together. You'll have to have both hooked up to create the full circuit
Yep.
for the trailer to work
Yep.
correctly. Cool?
Mm-hmm.
Monitor panel. It's all your levels. So right now I'm plugged in. Your battery lines are here. Your tank lines are here. Charging, good, fair, low, empty, third, 2/3 full. So right now I'm plugged in. I'm charging. Freshwater tank is empty. No water in it. Black tank, empty. Gray tank, empty. Gray tank 2, empty. So gray tank 1 would be your sink waste in your kitchen. Gray tank 2 would be your sink waste in your bathroom and your shower waste. Black is simply your toilet waste. Water heater, that is your gas element for the water heater. It is two-way ran, but your electric switch is outside and then also in your converter box. When you're in a seasonal, most times you're probably just going to use electric. But here, if you're on the road and you don't have an option for electric, you can use gas. Gas is a little more efficient because it creates a flame versus using an element. Make sure you always have water in your water tank before you fire up either of them.
Yep.
This is your water pump. Water pump is 12-volt ran. It simply pulls water from your freshwater tank. If you're hooked up into a city water, you don't need to use the water pump because you're going to get the PSI pressure through the connection of the well, the city connection or whatever you're hooked up into. Water pump simply pulls water from your freshwater tank. This little guy here says DSI. That's direct spark ignition, direct spark ignited. Means you don't need to use a lighter to fire up your water heater on any element. FLT stands for fault. That means you're out of gas, you got unplugged, something happened, it's not working correctly. Anytime you run any of these elements on gas, you'll have to go over to your cooktop and bleed your lines. Because when you travel, they build air pockets in your lines, and you try to run your water heater, it's going to try 3 cycles on gas, and if it doesn't fire up, it's going to shut down in 3 cycles. Same goes for your furnace. And you've seen how long it took to get the pilot going on your stove. Same concept. It had to bleed the lines before it actually got back to it. Your tank's away in the front. It's got to get all the way back here to be able to work correctly. So bleeding the lines, just open up your cooktop, fire it up for a couple seconds, and then that way you know the LP's back.
So flipping the switch up, then that will ignite the.
Yep. That's your gas.
Okay.
It'll go spark, spark, spark 3 times, and it'll try 3 cycles. If it doesn't get a consistent movement of gas, it'll shut down. It'll tell you, check.
Okay.
Lights. All your lights are 12-volt ran. Little step light. I think this one's right outside the door. This one here is right here.
Okay.
Awning, that's your awning light. That's that LED strip in your awning. These are the tank heaters. Those are the individual 12-volt patches on all your tanks. So if you're coming from south to Minnesota and it's cold out, temperatures change quick between states, you can run them off these tank heaters to keep your tanks warm. You can also run your furnace as long as you can keep the pilot going on it. These are shut-off switch, so nobody can play with your slide-outs. Otherwise, that's your slide switch. This is just a shut-off for it, so your kids or grandkids don't come over and start flicking buttons. Awning will touch outside. Make sure you don't use that outside.
Okay.
Otherwise, any questions on this?
No, I think
Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bathroom, GFI breaker. Toilet-wise, it's foot flush. Once you get water in the system, you'll always have a little bit of standing water in there.
Yep.
Heat duct in here, AC duct in here. Very important when you're doing your job to be cool. This has a switch, a third one over here will control that.
Oh, okay.
There's a little 4-amp fuse in here as well. So, first place you should check if the thing stops working on you. But otherwise, it'll pull the air out of here and the moisture out of here when you're showering. But it's 3 speeds. Shut the fan off right from this switch here.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can leave it on. And then once you close down to a certain,
Oh, it shuts off.
shuts off automatically. So when
Okay.
you open it up, it'll kick in.
Okay.
But I always like to shut them off. Otherwise, travel lock for your shower. just like the rest of the system. Pressurize the system, and you'll be able to shower. GFI breakers, familiar with them?
Yep. Yep.
Perfect. Little holding tank chemical. I've also got more in your starter kit. Forest River always sends one. So that you're going to open this pack up, you're going to drop it down through the toilet. And I'll go through the dumping with you a little bit more outside, but you're going to want to keep that black valve outside closed so your solids and liquids build up as a team.
Yep.
Because if you don't, all your liquids drain out, especially when you're going to be in a campsite for a year. All your liquids pour out, all your solids build into a pile, and then guess what? You got a mess.
Yes. I heard about that pyramid of shame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Here's the remote for this TV up here.
Okay.
Some extra screws. Those probably came from you know how these TVs have platforms?
Yeah.
Being that this one's on a wall mount, you don't need the platform. Little storage basement. This here is simply a sensor for your air conditioning. Tells you.
For the zone 2.
That's correct. Yeah. But otherwise, all your outlets in the campers are straight 110. You must be plugged in for all your outlets. Otherwise, nothing more in the bedroom. Washer and dryer in the corner. Emergency escape window. Jump out here before you go out the door. Hopefully you never have to use that.
Great.
These are all air ducts. These are your cold air returns. Oh, there is little filters in here too, so when you're camping
Remember
out.
those big bus deals, how they had the emergency escape behind the toilet?
No.
Yeah. Making a comment that it was right behind the toilet.
Oh yeah, like in an airplane they always say, yeah, welcome aboard.
Emergency escape, and they had this real big fancy, we were in some of those real big fancy buses.
Mhm.
And the emergency deal with the emergency switch, and the door was right behind the toilet.
Yes.
And I also heard that never have that vent on when you're flushing the toilet.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it'll suck the gases up out of the black tank if you have that fan on when you flush it.
I guess that makes a lot of sense. I've never heard anybody say that before.
Yeah. And the RV sites I've gone to, everybody says that. They say what it does is it with the black tank that you have up on the roof. Well, if you flush it and you got that fan on, it sucks the air in through there. It comes right up into the bathroom.
Well, I guess that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I never told anybody that before.
Well, now you know.
Yeah. Nasty. Does bed make sense? Yeah. Hide a bed?
I think so. It's just the standard pull-out hide-a-bed, right?
Exactly. But I like to show it to you to make sure you know how to do it. Show that there's no tears, rips, cuts, or anything in it.
Mm-hmm.
When she's mad at you, this is where you sleep.
Or when I'm mad, I can sleep here.
Or when you're mad, you can sleep here too.
We've got different sleeping arrangements anyway.
My folks do too now.
Depends on who's snoring the loudest.
That's right.
And it depends upon if he starts kicking
Or screaming, huh?
or screaming. He screams and talks in his sleep.
Nightmares, huh?
It's usually when I'm overly tired.
Yeah?
Yeah.
One time he said he was kicking a bunch of wolves, and he was just kicking the shit out of me.
Beating up some wolves, huh? What did I miss inside? Here's your light switches for in here. One there, one
I've
here.
already turned those off,
Okay.
and I found the ones for over there. What about this main area? Is there any way
Those
that...
are right here.
They're in there, in the cabinet there.
What did I miss inside?
Okay, they're inside. They're inside here.
Yeah.
That's correct. They say your light's right on. One here, one here, one here. It's nice they all got switches besides. You know, like this one here, you gotta flip a little switch for.
I don't think there's anything we need to know here. So.
Trash can, sink. You know, basically it all comes back to pressurizing the system for all your water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Outside we go, huh?
Anything more you need to know in here?
And you can call me. I can usually guide you through cases, otherwise I've got the service to be able to do it too. I try to give you the gist on it, make sure you know how to use everything. You know, versus now you want to know how to use it versus fix anything. You shouldn't have to fix anything, but if something does come up, they want you to bring all your warranty back to the dealership.
Yeah.
And they're new, you know, you got to get them out and use them. They go through a critique period like anything. You got to try them and use them and actually live in them and sleep in them and shower in them and, you know, because my guys.
Have that. That's because that's why we just got it across the road. It's kind of funny. I think it's this spot.
What?
House cushion needs somebody to sit on it and push it back up.
Little sag.
Yeah, it's just kind of.
No biggie, huh?
No.
These are all your keys here too. So this will be for your slam latches. This is for your main doors or your regular doors, like the one underneath the storage or
What do you
underneath the
hook
front
these
cap.
chairs for moving?
I'll show you. Show you the little strap for them.
There's some strap for it.
And this is your main door here.
Don't
Two
you
sets.
hook them every time you
Yeah.
leave?